All
Exposing
right, so
Diamond
this
and
is
Tori's and
exposing
Aisha
Diamond, and this is
Walker.
part 2. Now, God also gets, so she gets very powerful visions. I had a mentee in there. His name was Taurus Walker. He was married, right? He also sent lust to me 3 times. God revealed that to me. I will be exposing him as well in these videos, and his lovely wife. For her lying and saying that I wanted her husband. All these witches was giving me false words. It just, oh my goodness, it's oh, child, it's a lot. But let's keep going. I wanted you to fall into lust. Yes, ma'am. I wanted you to have open doors. I knew Cindy was a witch when we were on YouTube. I never spoke to her about it, but I knew, and I never said anything. I didn't mention it to you because I still hadn't confessed the things I'd done. God had been speaking to me about confessing, but I kept ignoring it because I was so hurt and ashamed of all the things I had done. I knew you were being attacked badly. I could have died. I could have died. I guess my big head saved me, right? I had no feelings then. I didn't care. I knew the YouTube membership was filled with witches apostle. I knew that too. I knew, and I never said anything. I was so wicked and malicious. Blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. Yeah, right. She said I had no integrity at all, Apostle. I said nothing. I had gotten visions about all of them. I played slow. I played victim. I pretended to not know anything. I was being a snake. I said nothing. I was operating out of pure wickedness. I cried so bad the day we talked on the phone because I knew I had known all of this, and I said nothing. I knew you could have gotten hurt. I could have died. I could have died. Not hurt. I could have died. Who was going to raise my kids? And then this woman had the audacity to say, find this woman on YouTube. Telling her kids to find me on YouTube after you've been confessing I die. I knew that my mom and grandma specialized in car accidents, love spells, death rituals. When I was younger, I found a book in my grandma's house. It's not even that she tried to hide it. She showed me all these things. My mother and grandmother worship statues, false gods. They use herbs to do spells. When they would set altars, they would have a picture of a person, herbs, and whatever they wanted. So if they wanted finances, they would put money on the altar and chant. I watched them do this my entire life. I knew my mom tried to create an altar with you, but I went off on her so bad she didn't do it. She got extra. It's so weird to me how this old grown woman is so invested in me. These people be so invested in me. Oh, this is weird. She wanted to send death, car accidents. She said she got extremely sick for even wanting to do this. Yeah. She is going to have a very near-death experience very soon. This is not over. This is not over. You all really came against a real apostle. And you know, I know it's like, it's baffling to me because you all are so wicked. You've been doing this stuff to like countless amounts of people, and you felt like you could get away with this with me. This is her explaining all the different rituals. She said my mom would want to steal youth from younger people. I would hear her talking about this, so she would always allow all of my cousins to spend the night. Everybody went to sleep one night, and I caught her chanting in her room to take their youth and their virtue. You can cook things like soup, for example, and really put your underwear or menstrual blood, or spit in it and chant love words or love spells, or even for sickness with the spitting in the food, or putting just a little cleaner, any cleaning products in the food for sickness, and say that that person would die or would be crippled. My mom always wanted me to sexually assault younger kids who came to my house when we were kids, but I never did it. That's why she beat me so badly. I knew that curse words put spells on people. If you continually call a person a bitch over and over again, and if the person never corrects you, you can cripple their minds. I was taught all of these things. Why do y'all think I rebuke people so much? And I say this all the time. Why y'all think I rebuke people so much? You think I'm going to come in agreement and y'all going to make me have a stroke so I can't raise my children? Ain't nobody going to raise my kids. Now, I'm going to expose the Walkers. And I'm going to be honest. First off, I'm going to expose Aisha because she told this man's family I wanted him. Why would I want your husband? Why would I want him? A fraction of a man who's a witch in the realm of the spirit and in the natural. Y'all both witches. Y'all both defeated foes that ain't neither one of you gonna make it out this year if y'all don't repent. Is you cool? I want your husband? Girl, bye. This is one of his family members. She said the fact that people are believing your nonsense, she can't even spell, is insane. I pray my brother and sister-in-law gets far away. You are causing division in marriages. You're not God. You can't say what's going to happen. In the near future, this lady is a fake. You knows nothing to be able to fake prophesy. Wow, you need school. So he said lust to me. This is something that him and his wife do. She's a school teacher, okay? A lot of the stuff that I talked about in that video about exposing teachers, that's what Aisha Walker does to many, many, many kids, okay? She is a wicked witch who was dedicated to the waters when she was a child. Another one of his family members commented on my YouTube page, and she said, make sure you don't want nobody else's husband. So, of course, I started praying, and God revealed to me this is the foolishness that Aisha was saying. I have not done not one single thing inappropriate around him or his wife. Every time anytime I do ministry, if I talk to anybody, I always have someone present. You will never get the opportunity to come in my integrity and lie on me. This is his confession, okay? Because I told y'all that I had him to confess to doing witchcraft, right? So if your family is still watching, this is coming from you. First of all, I want to confess to some things. First off, I was sexually assaulted by a girl named Jessica when I was 8. When I was a little boy, I had to have been about 5. Another little boy my mama used to keep for a taxi driver did homosexual things. I had no idea what I was doing. After 15, I got exposed to women, older women, from my uncle and aunt. After my mom died at 19, I messed with him, and I also got from a man, but I had no idea he was a man. I was on my own, so I was doing what I thought was right. I tried to hide that because I was ashamed. I wanted to be a man. I knew one of my uncles was funny, so I tried my best not to let that affect me as a man. Now, these are the things that I told him about. So I told him to write this stuff out. And she up here telling this man, she telling these people I want, you wicked, foul, funky witch for lying on me. I knew one of my uncles was funny. Okay, I said this. So I tried my best not to let that affect me as a man because I don't like homosexuality. Never did. I started messing with women who dabbled in witchcraft. Some did black magic. They would give me money and do stuff for me like pay my bills and buy me clothes and shoes. Some of them came after me with witchcraft because I left them alone. I messed with a prostitute. These are all the things that he confessed to. He said, I tried a little bit. Oh, no, he talking about drugs. He was talking about smoking weed, popping X. He said, I may have been in an orgy. These are all the things that he's confessing to. Down here, he said, I went to the river to talk with my dead mama with one of the women, built an altar. He was doing witchcraft. He's a witch. He said he called himself an empath. That's why anybody that does ministry calling themselves an empath, baby, listen, they're doing new age stuff. I would never call myself an empath. I'm not part of the woke community. He said, I used my semen in a candle. I went to the river to talk with my dead mama with one of the women. Built an altar. This is the stuff he confessed to. I called myself an empath. I did the wrong meditations. I went to a church. This is interesting. He said, I went to a church. The pastor married me, but I felt like he put me with anyone to entrap me because of jealousy. Because he know he's married to a witch. You know Aisha is a witch. And you are too. You know this. What made you mad is when I exposed her doing witchcraft to you. My first year of marriage, I stepped out a few times and I had told my wife today our communication was bad, so I could never tell her. She lied saying I messed up their marriage, y'all. This is the stuff these people do. He gets powerful visions. I had a vision that Apostle was going to call me out on it and I was going to heal from it, but I was still afraid and I let pride take over me. I exposed Aisha for being a horrible parent and beating her kids. She said, I repent for being a negligent parent for my 2 children. What grown woman that ain't on drugs get their kids taken? I'll wait. This is her husband, Taurus Walker. I repent for sex with root workers, porn, infidelity, not breaking generational curses. He confessed to having sex with witches. Look at him. I repent for wanting bad to happen to my kids. Grandma, being an absent parent. This coming from Taurus Walker. I made him confess to all of these things. Follow for part 2.